Sell, shell, sell in a shell, sell in a shell going to Taco Bell. This is Perfect Cell. Sell in a shell meeting with Perfect Cell as they go to Taco Bell and subscribe to Dstar01 and hit the notification bell. Oh! What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us once again on the Dstar01 channel. I'm your host, Dexter Arafiles, and today we will be looking at the SH Figuarts Cell First Form and the Cell Shell. So we're going to be looking at this Cell and his shell right here on the Dstar01 channel. But before we do that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're always in the know when we post new videos. And last but not least, if you're looking to pick up Cell First Form, you can get them at www.dstartoys.com, your line source for awesome action figures. Now, if you're looking for the Cell Shell, you have to get them at the Bandai store. I think I'm going to put it down in the comments down below or in the description. And you have to get it with Dragon Ball The Breakers. It is a kind of like a special edition. You have to get it and you get the steel case and you get the game and then you get the Cell Shell. Unfortunately, you cannot buy the Cell Shell by itself, and that just really sucks because you have to get the game. If you don't want the game, I guess you could just sell it, but yeah, it kind of comes in a bundled package if you want to get the Cell Shell. So, enough about that. Since this is a toy review, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about this set, and especially Cell First Form. I absolutely love this figure. Now, at first I didn't, and I'm going to tell you why. I just think First Form Cell is just kind of ugly. He's just ugly. What can I say? Perfect Form Cell is just a better looking Cell. First Form was just kind of like, ugh, just like kind of weird looking. It looks like he has a football on his face or something like that. But even though he's ugly, I have to say that SH Figuarts did a really good job in translating him from the anime from Dragon Ball Z over to SH Figuarts, and he does have a lot of articulation points. He moves around really easily, and he's just awesome to play with. I found that even though I was like, oh my gosh, he's so ugly, why did they make this? And I pulled him out of the box, started messing with him, and I said, this is actually a really, really fun action figure. So the fun factor is there, but you know, I guess if you don't really like the look of First Form Cell, you honestly don't have to get him. And I'm starting to believe, with all like the Cell Saga figures that have been coming out, like Full Power Goku and this Cell and then the Shell, I think we might be getting a new Perfect Cell sometime in the future, which is going to be really cool. So that's how I feel about him. I think he's a really fun figure. And, you know, I get all the SH Figuarts, so you got to get him to complete your set, as well as the Cell Shell. So let's talk about the Shell. Yeah, this doesn't really do much. I thought it would do something. Well, I guess it does have kind of like a bendy plastic, but yeah, he kind of just sits there. He's just there to look cool. Him coming out of the shell, and that's really it. There's nothing else. Oh, there is one big negative about this guy, okay? Despite the fact that he's ugly. He doesn't come with a rock. He was supposed to. I swear he was supposed to. As you can see right here, he was supposed to come with a rock, but I guess we don't get the rock, which is really kind of sad. So, yeah. Anyway, enough about that. That's how I feel. You could honestly just, you know, end the video there, pick them up if you want at dstartoys.com. Now let's dive deeper into this review. We're going to look at paint and detail, articulation, scale, and accessories. So we're going to move the Cell Shell out of the way and the box and stuff. We're going to look at First Form Cell. So, look at this face. I guess that's what we always have to look at first, because that's the first thing that I look at. And I have to say, yes, this is indeed a really, really good looking, well, he's ugly, but perfect to form First Form Cell. And I have to say, there's a lot of colors going on here. We got the dark green right here in the chest, and then it goes to more of a reptilian green right there. And don't forget the dark spots and stuff. And of course, we have the football orange on his crotch and his face. And don't forget the joints are colored blue, which is really, really cool looking. And he does have this color scheme all throughout. Now, let's look at the back here. The wings are really cool as well. As you can see, there's a lot of texture back here. A really nice matte finish green right there, which looks really, really cool. And don't forget the little needle right here on his tail. His tail has 3 points of actually 4. I'm sorry. There's 4 points of articulation here. So there is a ton of articulation on this guy. And indeed, he looks just like how I would want my first form cell to look. And I think this is a really, really accurate looking cell. Let's jump into articulation and scale. So let's look at our trusty ruler here. We're looking at, ooh, wow, he's a really tall boy here. Almost 7¼ inches tall. So he's really tall. And let's compare him to Perfect Cell. So this is the SH Figuarts Perfect Cell. And honestly, I wish I kept my Dragon Stars Perfect Cell just to show you the differences here. Yeah, Perfect Cell is just way too small. They really, really, really need to remake Perfect Cell in probably the version 2 body or with the joints, or heck, version 3 joints would be really, really cool. And yeah, this cell just looks and feels outdated, especially when you compare him to First Form Cell, and he does have a lot more, what am I looking for, musculature. He's just wider, beefier, and honestly, it shouldn't be that way. I think Perfect Cell should be a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, but yeah, unfortunately, that's just how it is. Now let's get some other action figures up in the mix. Let's look here. Sure, I don't have my Goku with me, but I'm going to get him in just a bit. Let's put some other action figures that I have on the table. Here is a Mafex Wolverine. So as you can see, he does scale decently well with Mafex and stuff like that. And just in case, here is a Dragon Stars All Might. Wow, this All Might's just been kind of sitting on my shelf for a long time. He's kind of collecting dust here. So as you can see, the anime heroes All Might is a pretty big figure, and this First Form Cell is quite a tall figure as well. So I really like how they scaled this guy. So let's get some SH Figuarts heroes. Give me 1 second. So here is full power Goku right here. And then here is SH Figuarts Krillin. As you can see, they scale really well with him. And I really like how well scaled he is. It's really nice. Considering that Perfect Cell is just kind of short, kind of not to scale. So let's look at articulation. We have an up and down here at the ankle. We don't get individual toes, but that's fine with me. We do have a double jointed ankle right here, which is really nice. And we have just a standard ball joint, which is actually really tight and squeaky, as you can hear right here. Let's listen to some ASMR. Cell ASMR right there. So yeah, that is really squeaky, really tight. I highly suggest, if yours is super tight, to get some silicone oil and oil up those joints, because you don't want them too tight where you push it too hard and they break. But what I found really interesting is the waist right here. So the waist moves around really nice, really freely, but it's not too loose at the same time. As you can see, it can hold that pose really, really nicely. The top does have an articulation of the top part of his chest, but the issue with that one is that since his chest is really wide, it doesn't really move that much. Let's see, do we have butterfly joints? Yes, we do have a form of butterfly joints right there, as you can see, but unfortunately, because of the way he's designed, it doesn't really pull out that much. And we do have a bicep swivel, which is really cool, double jointed elbow, ball and peg right here at the wrist. We got 2 articulation points right here at the base of the neck and the top of the neck. Lots of movement right there. He can almost look up. And let's not forget, we also have the wings, which go up and down. And we have 3 articulation points right here at his tail, looking to be well above 20 points of articulation. Let's get this guy to do some poses. Let's have him do a superhero landing pose. And I have to say, he can do it decently well. Let's see, I believe I got him to do this. There you go. Boom, so there he is. He just landed. Maybe we can, yeah, there you go. That's much better. And then let's have him coming out of the cell shell right here. So there it is right there. He's coming out of the cell shell. And I'm just going to do a quick paint and detail. I almost forgot about this guy. So that's how the cell shell face looks like, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all this thing is. It's just an opening, just so you can have like cell coming out, just like that. And I do really appreciate this. This is exactly what I bought the cell shell for. Let me see if I can pose him. Something similar to this, just him popping out. Just like, I am finally reborn or born. Now I must go kill people and stuff. And so there he is. He's coming out of the cell shell. And he's about to use his tail on some innocent bystanders. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So, that's enough of the posing. Let's go into accessories. Let's go to the top cam right here. So, let's see what he comes with. And again, so sad, no rock. And I kind of understand why. They don't include a rock because it would be a little bit too heavy. And you don't want to make these figures too heavy. I guess they were considering retailers like me. If you think about it, like this is my assumption why they didn't include a tail. It's because he's under a pound, and when you make a figure under 16 ounces, he's much easier to ship, and you can fit him in a more compact box. And speaking of the box, this is something that has to be talked about. If you are thinking, where's his instruction manual? It is right here, printed on the box, as you can see right here on the top cam. It shows everything you need to know about the figure and how it comes apart and assembled and everything like that, which is really, really nice and really environmentally friendly, considering that most people just throw away this piece of paper. And you know what, when they need to find it again, let's say they threw it away and then they're like, oh, how does this go on again? Or is this missing parts? You just threw away your manual like a couple months ago. But this is forever going to be with you if you keep the box. So this is going to be really, really nice. I really appreciate that. That's really cool. Anyway, so let's look at the accessories. That's something I just had to point out there. We do get 8 hands, an extra headpiece right here. We get the suction cup part of the tail and 3 extra faces, which is really, really nice. So let's go to the front cam. Let's open this guy up. And let's first look at the suction cup part of the tail. So be very careful here. What's going to most likely happen to you is something like this. So I was prepared for this. I do have my pliers here. Let me go grab them. So what's going to happen here is this is not how you should be. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not how the figure should be. And the reason is this socket could be a little bit too tight. So take your micro pliers right here and pull it out. And the reason why you want to do that is because you actually want it to stay on the base part so you can attach it like this. So just a little word of advice, always have some micro pliers ready to go just in case something like that happens, and it happened to mine. So there you have it. Let's look at the headpiece here. So they say on the instruction manual that this headpiece is indeed a wider headpiece. And in all honesty, I honestly do not see that much of a difference, I thought. I mean, it's there. You just got to really look for it. They look almost identical. So let's look at the extra face plates. And then we'll look at the hands at the end of the video, as I always do. So the first one we're going to look at is the kind of open mouth, kind of like you took a football and you cut it in half. And that's what it looks like to me, at least. And let's put it on there so we can see. And then we're going to put the supposedly wider headpiece on. Also, this is really interesting how his head or his face plates come apart and his stuff like that. It looks really weird. So there you have it. That's how he looks like with a slightly open mouth, which is really cool. And then we will look at the other ones. And this is a smiling mouth. That's pretty neat. Kind of like, yeah, he kind of has like a a half smile right there, which is pretty neat. And of course, we got a yelling face right here. So this is pretty neat as well. So, yeah, that's about it. He's pretty cool looking. Okay, so here is Cell in a Shell. And let's come with the conclusion of the first form, Cell by SH Figuarts. And I have to say, I really do like this figure. He's really fun to play with. I really love all the articulation and stuff. But the biggest negative is because, you know, he's ugly. He's just an ugly figure. First form Cell, when I first saw him in the anime, I was like, man, that is one ugly dude. But you know what? That's fine. He's part of the anime. I do love the Cell Saga a lot, and you know, this adds to that. And hopefully down the line, we will get a new Perfect Cell to complete it. The biggest negative I do have about this figure is the fact that I need a tool. And this is, I think this might just be mine. The socket end or the base end of the tail is just way too tight for that joint, and I have to pull it out every time. And I've done this like 4 or 5 times, and it's just so annoying that I always have to take this out just to put the pin side or the different side or the suction cup side tail. And it's just so annoying that I have to do that. That, I don't know. Maybe they could have designed it a little bit better. You know, I'm always a fan of the like wire bending type action figures. Maybe they should have done something like that, but I do know that those aren't as durable as using joints. So anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're always in the know when I post new videos. And last but not least, if you're looking to pick up First Form Cell, not the Cell Shell, I don't sell that. That's kind of like a different package. You can go to www.dstar01toys.com and then we'll search for awesome action figures. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Hey you! Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Where? Right here. Not there, right here. You. And thanks for watching. So, rate, comment, and subscribe. Right here, right there, right here. Yeah.